One of the striking things about the show is the music. Can
Yeah.
you explain how you used it to sort of create an atmosphere?
Well, that's the thing, is that I knew that music was going to be important. Because as a former, you're never really a former music journalist. If you have worked in music, it affects everything you do. Perfect example, like Martin Scorsese, before he was a director, was a cameraman. Like, he shot Woodstock. I mean, he was one of the people that that was a part of that documentary. So when you watch a Scorsese film, music is always an important part of the pulse of what it's at. I mean, Goodfellas is wall-to-wall music. Casino is wall-to-wall music. It's what he does. At the same time, Cameron Crowe is also, as a former music journalist, he also has music as an important part of what he does. So for me, because I'm influenced by both Cameron Crowe and Scorsese, as well as Tarantino and Spike Lee, as well as John Singleton, all of them use music incredibly in their movies. And so to have an opportunity with superheroes and a television show, I knew that when I added music to this moment, it was going to make this show different than anything on television. And that was the thing, was because I was able to go through my Rolodex and pull old favorites in terms of getting people like Faith Evans and Raphael Sadiq to appear on the show. In addition to working with Ali Sheed Muhammad, who I've known forever, from A Tribe Called Quest. I did a piece on them back in 1993, around the time that they worked on Midnight Marauders. So I knew both Q-Tip and Ali. And then also Adrian Young, who I met through Ali. What they do together for the score of the show is just like incredibly dynamic. I mean, the score, when it comes out, you want to listen to this show as much as you want to watch it. It's just really incredible, and it's one of the things I'm really the most excited about, as part of this whole phase, is the fact that you can bring a 30-piece orchestra and do an old school score, but then at the same time not, dilute the power of hip hop and have both. I just think it's really unique, and I think people are going to be very surprised by it in a good way.
Cottonmouth's got a portrait of Biggie in his house.
Yes.
What do you think he finds in Biggie that, or what was it about Biggie that you wanted to kind of communicate through?
Well, the Notorious B.I.G, I interviewed a number of times, and I wrote a book about him. And so Biggie changed my life, because writing my book about the Notorious B.I.G. and interviewing him led to me writing the movie Notorious, which led to me working in television, which led to this series. So having that portrait of Biggie was an homage to him, because I appreciate Chris so much. But also, I call him Chris because he was a good guy. He loved storytelling. The thing about his records is that he was probably hip-hop's most complex storyteller. When you listen to records like Somebody's Gotta Die and Niggas Bleed and, Give Me the Loot, he has, or Warning, he has the filmmaker's gift. He does it differently because he makes movies with his mouth. He tells these stories that you see, I got a story to tell, that are just incredibly visual. And I think that he would have dug this show. And I think that's the thing, is like, not only does it sadden me that he's gone, because he was such a good guy and he missed so much by being gone, at the same time, I really think he would have really dug this show. And so I think that, what he digs about, I think his favorite character would probably be Cottonmouth. Because Cottonmouth has flavor. He's got the suits. He's fly. He's got women. He's a musician also. But he also has a very sinister style and way about the world. And I think that he kind of respects the strength and power of image, which Biggie, as an artist, always, Chris photographed like nobody. Like, when you look at pictures of Biggie, he always projected a certain sense of majesty and style, no matter what he did. And I think that's the thing that Cottonmouth kind of admires,